Hello, my name is Nicholas Fletcher, and this is my IB Computer Science final project. I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. So this is Space Monster Shoot 'em Up, and this is based off of a mini game that was going to be in a text adventure to the sequel that I made last year. The main character is my teacher, Mr. Walks, mainly because it was a funny joke that me and my friends made in last year's text adventure. So this is the game, and there is a bunch of classes here that are being used to make this game. It was just going to be a small mini game, but so here we've got the instructions page, which has all of the characters. So there's the main character, moves left and right with the arrow keys and presses the space key to fire. The fighter flies diagonally across the screen and shoots two at a time. The cruiser flies across the screen and bumps up against the walls along the side and takes 3 hits to kill. The dive bomber doesn't shoot like the other ones, it just flies down, and it can spawn between 2 different backgrounds at random. And the instructions is just on a dispose unclose. And the game is actually just is what the bulk of it is. So, alright, so as you can tell, this is my game. It's running very fast because it's on this computer. It either runs very fast or very slow on this computer, which is really annoying. At school it works completely fine, so there's that's the problem with it. Alright, so there is the cruiser, the bomber, and the fighter on the screen at the same time. Everything here is shown. There's a level life thing in the bottom corner that when you are hit, it goes down 1, and eventually it'll close the game when all lives are taken out. So as you could tell, when the bomber is destroyed, an explosion GIF is made, and it plays for a few seconds, and then it goes away and respawns back up at the top. And as you could tell from the cruiser, when you hit it, it actually changes the costume of it, so that it actually changes as the game goes on and shows you how it's being damaged. So and it also shoots just 1 shot at a time. All of them shoot once and then hits the wall, and then it can shoot again. With a TIE fighter here, you'll see that it hits the wall and then it respawns back up at the top, as does everything. So once it hits the wall, it respawns so that everything can work again. So yeah, all of them spawn off screen to have smooth transitions between the background into the game. So it's not just randomly spawning out of the middle of nowhere. I also have a background image so that it actually looks like you're in space. Yeah, so as you could tell, there's the bombers that have a random spawn, and also the fighters randomly spawn up at the top and randomly go whichever diagonal direction that is randomly. Most of it's just random stuff. But yeah, so as you can tell, it takes 3 shots to destroy a cruiser. But the bulk of the code for these things are in the game object class, which has like spawn and kill and is alive to see if it's alive for other methods for other classes. It also has everything for moving and colliding with others, so when like a TIE fighter or a shot hits something, it'll explode and specifically at that point. And you also got bounce off and rebounds and stick to, that is more associated with walls, which are transparent off screen. And the H shot, which is the hero shot, is the biggest of the classes because it's the one that the hero uses to shoot, and it uses it to destroy everything. So when it hits a fighter, it accesses the fighter class to destroy it. So for the cruiser, you'll see that it has all of them have a destroy method, which is basically just a small timer so that it sets that to a specific time so that the GIF doesn't run over and over again. It runs once in a time span and then stops and respawns. Yeah. So you have all of that, and it spawns at specific coordinates, and it has different sizes for the actual look of it, and the explosion has a different look to it as well. And it has randomly, they also all connect to their bullets. So there's that, and they connect to game character, which has a action method that loops throughout the game, so that these will run throughout the game so it's always checking if it's hitting the walls. So for like the hero shot, it always checks if it's hitting an enemy, so that when it actually does hit it, it does it immediately and always checks that. So that is my game. A few of the changes that I would like to put into it is like leveling, so it's not just one level, multiple levels. But and I want to change like destruction and stuff like that, so it's different. Yeah, more levels, but those would take a long time to make and change the game character and all that. Everything runs off of J labels, but there's a lot of them to set through, and the wall labels set their bounds from the GUI class so that they're actually outside the game. So as you can see from the side, the walls are around, but they're also invisible, so that you can't actually tell that they're there. So yeah, I would like to change some of the things with it, like adding power-ups and stuff like that. Like power-ups to change weapons and things like that. Some minor things like that. But some of the major things would be more like adding more levels, more characters, boss battles, and that sort of stuff. So thank you for listening to what I have to say about my game, and have a nice day.